Hello. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, Fragrantica, and it's been a minute since I dropped a video. I've been very busy lately, but I'm gonna make it up to you guys because we got a banger, just Amazon Primed. Did I? Yeah, Amazon Primed this bottle fast. I was like, damn, everybody is asking me for it, so I've been listening. And today we are reviewing, as I'm sure you've guessed from the title, Beau Le Parfum, Jean-Paul Gaultier, a original fragrance review by Fragrantica. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't get, a fake bottle. I didn't get a Temu a Jean-Paul Gaultier. I didn't get a Temu Jean-Paul. I opened it just to make sure I had the bottle. But I love my tomato cans. I mean, just, look at this. I like the color so much better than the other one that came in from Jean-Paul Gaultier. I love how they look, how they feel in the hand. Like, it just, by removing the design of the hands from the bottle, it just feels perfect for when you hold it. The neck clasp, choker. I mean, it still sprays. If you hit it, it still kind of gives off a little bit, protects it. But it does scratch up the bottle at the top, which I'm not a fan of, so I wish they would have done a different material. But I do like the gold at the top of the tomato can. I mean, it just looks fantastic. And then, of course, we have the authentication. But before we get into this review, we have to look at some of what's going to come up for the fragrance. So the main accords are sweet, woody, coconut, amber, vanilla, tropical, fruity, powdery. Whoa, didn't see that one coming. Iris and lactonic. Beau Le Parfum by Jean Gaultier is an oriental woody. I love woody fragrances for men. I think that is a sweet spot. If you're gonna have only one fragrance, choose a woody one. I think you can wear it. It's gonna smell masculine. And you can wear it so many times everywhere, like in so many different scenarios, where the sweet vanillas for men are kind of, very specific by the event. But the woody you can never go wrong with. Beau Le Parfum was launched in 22 in Paris. I don't know where it's launched in Paris, but I'm just making that one up. The nose behind this fragrance is Quentin Bisch. That sounds German. Quentin Bisch. From Berlin. Top notes are pineapple. Whoa. Why is Fragrantica.com not telling me pineapple? What? As a main accord. Ginger and cypress with some middle notes of coconut. Woodsy notes. Base are the tonka beans. Everywhere. Tonka beans are everywhere. Sandalwood, amber, and ambergris. We got some pros and cons they're listing here. What? Okay, so they're saying that the pineapple note fades too quickly. We'll be the judge of that. Can be an extreme heat. Not good. And a loud projection may overwhelm the office settings. Hey, I love a loud projection. That just means you're not, how can I say this? You didn't know how many times to spray the fragrance. If it's a loud projection like a parfum, which is my favorite kind, and eau de parfum or extract de parfum are my favorite kind of fragrances because the strength, the concentration, concentration in the fragrance when they're making them. Just spray it once. Just don't be, if you know you're gonna be with people for 8 hours in an office setting, don't be spraying 18 times. It's not like you're going out on a date to impress anybody at the office. Maybe it is a day that you need to impress, but I wouldn't recommend spraying it 18 times. I mean that's why it's a very loud projection. But that's, if you're going to be paying $100 for a fragrance, 90, 80, it should be strong. It shouldn't be like super subtle, in my opinion, because you can control that depending on how much you spray it and timing it with your event. So like if it's very strong fragrance and you spray it an hour in advance, it's going to be weaker by the time. Like those cons, I'll never comprehend them. But without further ado, Jean-Paul Gaultier always does a fantastic presentation. Oh, something fell out. But as always, it's the choker, the neck choker. always just fantastic presentation compared to the other one. Damn, the other one looks smaller a little bit, but just that's because of the red casing. But yeah, I mean, I think on camera this looks sexier than this one. My girlfriend doesn't like the smell of this one here and there, but I told her, it's dependent on the vibe. I sprayed it one time and she loved it, and another time she was not feeling it. So, again, that's what I'm saying. Fragrances are very situational, and I like how this one looks. I like the glass feel versus the other one, which was very translucent. But I like the frosted glass feel. Like, it gives me, like, I don't know, cathedral vibes. If I was going to church, I'd probably wear that one. Hold up, it's the Romaine Easter. I'm gonna wear that one. But just very sharp edges on Le Beau. Le Parfum. Le Parfum has sharp edges from the cathedrals, and I do like the color shift. As you can tell, it goes from a very dark bottle top to a green, and it shades perfectly. Feels much more sharper, not as smooth. So the other one, I'm forgetting its name. Hold up. What is this one called? I cannot believe it's slipping my mind. It's slipping my mind. Jean-Paul Gaultier Parfums. Oh, it's just the Eau de Toilette for men. Feels very smooth in the hand. So I like the way this feels, but if you're going sharp, if you're going to hand somebody something, this feels much more expensive because of the glass. If you're going for a presentation, you got a client, you're showing them something, and you want to, dab with spray, the gold leaf covering the dick. Looks a little bit more, it just looks more expensive, even though this one, I think I spent probably a little bit more, depending on the price range of what I purchased on Amazon, versus this one I paid about $80. So very interesting. But the sharpness definitely cuts into your hand. Obviously, depending on what sale, you could get either cheaper. But I thought this one, the Eau de Toilette, lasted pretty long. I had maybe 4 to 5 hours, and I did not spray heavy. 4 to 5 hours of Eau de Toilette, I could still smell it on my hand. And it smelled like the fragrance. It did not change at all, in my opinion. So I was very impressed with this one. So I'm going to have to do a length test on the Le Beau, Jean-Paul Le Beau. But definitely a sexy bottle with the gold. The top looks a little silver in my opinion, not too gold. It's fake gold, but like it, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. It does a little bit. You see, it looks a little bit off at the top. I don't know. That's a little sus for me for how much you're paying for one of these to have a pigment color difference like that. Maybe that's why it was so cheaper. That's why I had to make sure I got the right one, the real one. But I love the choker, the neck choker, so you can't spray. But like I'm telling you guys, it over time, you won't be able to see it on camera on this one, but it scratches it and it gets worse and worse, and it just makes a cringe. I don't know, maybe it should be plastic, a different kind of material, maybe carbon. Something that can not scratch the fake metal, the cheap metal. But I definitely like the masculine feel of these. Very masculine. It's just they're just sexy bottles. Like I think there was a lot of design input. Very European style fragrances. As we grow the collection, I'll add more. And I'm looking forward to it. But just very, very attractive designs that they put out. That Jean-Paul Gaultier. But we've all been waiting to smell this. What is the top note again on this one? Pineapple. I don't know. That's a fruity one. So, I'm excited. Let's. I'm coming with no judgment. I have never smelled this. I think that's what makes these fragrance reviews so much more spectacular. I'm not going to tell you if it just smells good, just to tell you it smells good. I'm with my own investments in this, and if it's not good, it's not good. But I'm actually going to describe what this feels and where you can use it. Unlike the reviews I've seen everywhere where people are just like, oh, it just smells good, you should buy, like all those ads. Nah, nah, nah. Hold up. We're going to find out for real if this is good. Definitely, I smell the pineapple. Damn, it's already like kind of gone. Man, they weren't lying. It smells much more. It's kind of changing on me. Hold up. Like the pineapple and iris are like in the first spray. You smell it, and then it's like instantly gone. And then the ginger hits you, and then I just think, then the woody notes just take over, which I'm fine with. But like I'm not really smelling that cypress at all. Yeah, I'm definitely smelling definitely the pineapple hits and the iris and the ginger like they hit right away. And then they just disappear. So I don't know. I like it's a very fresh smell. This is a spring fragrance. I am not This is not a fall fragrance at all. Le Beau Jean Paul. This fragrance is for spring. I'm not getting a woody musk feel. I'm getting like just the woodsy nose. That's kind of like what I'm getting. Like very light, like kind of like the you know how like the moss kind of like a light moss feel in the woods when you're walking. Like you everything's brown and the twigs and has like that distinct smell. That's kind of like the smell I'm getting. It's very. Don't get me wrong. I think it is a sexy fragrance for your spring. Or you know what? This would work really well. Let's say you're going on a coffee date in the morning. It's a spring or fall where it's a little bit chilly. You know, it's like 50 or 40. Still like sunny. I would wear this when it's sunny. You know, they say in Romanian, like the sun with teeth. Like it looks like it's warm outside, but it's not really. That's the kind of day I would wear this in the morning. You go on a date, coffee run. You got a quick business meeting before you head into the office. I don't think it's overpowering at all. And I sprayed I literally just lost like $20 spraying that. I don't like it's already kind of disappearing for me. And this is kind of a shame, in my opinion, for being an Eau de Parfum with the concentration being stronger. I'm not seeing this last that long. It's really interesting how the Eau de Toilette lasted so long for me. And I do have a secret like way I kind of prepare myself for fragrances for my skin to absorb stuff, which I'll release a video later. Because for me, they just smell for a long time, and I'm trying to decode that so that I help you guys out with it. Yeah, it's got the woodsy takes over. The pineapple's gone like like it's just like gone instantly. As soon as you spray it, gone. And then the amber kicks in. I smell a lot of amber. I think if I were to go on a date with my girlfriend, I'm wearing this in the morning at a coffee shop. So it smells woodsy, fresh, because you're probably going to grab a coffee and you're going to go for a walk. A nice, it's 50, you're wearing a light jacket. Light jacket. That's where this fits. Trust me. You got relationship problems? Wear this on a spring coffee date. Take your girl out to a spring coffee date and wear this. It might save your relationship. She'll be like, damn, are you wearing Jean Paul? I think I'm confused for Jean Paul. I'm confused. This spring morning date, quick interaction. I don't agree with. I think if you wear this in the office setting, you'll be fine. You could spray it as many times as you want. I'm not seeing this last. I'm not seeing this come off strong. I mean, if you're literally standing next to each other, yeah, that might be strong. But if you're like in a cubicle or open desk, modern concepts, nah. Like you're not near people. They're not close enough. There's other smells in the room. I would wear confidently a lot of sprays with this. If I'm gonna try and make an impression, you're gonna have to spray this maybe 7, 8 times minimum. If you're just low key, you know, the cool thing is, if you just want to have somebody recognize, appreciate fragrances, you can spray this twice and people recognize what this is. Or they'll be like, damn, that smells good. What is that? And it's not overpowering. I do not think this is an overpowering fragrance. For a concentration of Eau de Parfum, I don't think so. And I do like the detail where they have the leaf, the gold leaf. And I do think these cans, these tomato cans, solely devaluing Jean Paul's fragrance line by calling them tomato cans. I still like them. I think they had a nice touch where you can actually have this, like as on display, as I have it on the back over there. Damn, it's hard to go backwards, but it's up there. And it just looks nice as a presentation. You have your, where'd it go? There it is. Like what I imagine is with these, you have them like this, and then you got your, you know, your work, doing some work from home, getting some work done. You got your glasses, your other pair of golden glasses. You know, your girl comes out, she sees this on the presentation. You just have one fragrance. Like what I like to do is I have my fragrances, but then the ones I'm reviewing or the one I'm going to review is presentable. Like that's what I imagine with these fragrances when you purchase them so expensively, because they cost a lot. And especially if they're going to smell good, that's what sometimes I want them to smell good, is I want them to be presentable. And I agree with this bottle, very presentable. Like you just have, you know, you got your glasses, your second pair, you're getting some work done, you got a nice clean desk. That's the number one in my opinion. It's a whole package, and I think Jean Paul with this fragrance line delivers on presentation. It delivers on handling. It gives you options. Maybe you want it to be stored, protected, or you want it presented. So I think that's worth it versus other fragrances like the Coach or the Versace. We got other ones in review that got to come up. That's it. Do you see how it just looks compared to each other? That's one of my steps. That looks much more presentable, much more special, and I like special. I think there's a time and place, but every detail matters, and how it feels in your hand. I think if I were to hold the fragrance and feel like a boss spraying it, or feel confident, give you confidence, you know, unfortunately, having nice things gives you gives you some false sense of confidence, but you can build it, and it can help out in situations where you just might need a confidence boost. And I feel like having a Jean Paul fragrance can do that for you. Maybe feeling down and fragrances are your thing. That's cool. That's for me too. You know, I like a great bottle. Smell it. Smells good. The woodsy is staying. I'm giving this, I think, maybe three hours. It's going to stay on you, not longer. So if you want to be real safe as a fragrance in length, if you're afraid of it being too powerful from the reviews online, I'm going to give it, spread an hour in advance, and you are going to be very light. It's going to smell very less concentrated. I think it's a very, very attractive bottle. If I were to choose one or the other, that's kind of tough. I personally like the Eau de Toilette for men. It has a sweeter smell, just slightly, very musk. And when you press the button, I don't know why this is, but if you notice, it is just slightly taller, the nozzle. And when you press it down, it has a longer spring action. And I fuck with that. I fuck with being able to spray and hold it down, and I get a huge spray out of it, like you just saw. Where the Le Beau, it has a shorter, you saw that? Like a shorter spring. And I'm not a fan of that. It still smells good, but those details, I like having a long spring to get a huge, huge burst of fragrance. Um, and I think those little details matter. And that's why I would personally choose the Eau de Toilette. I like the feel of the translucent glass. I think it feels better in the hand with the shape. This one's sharp, kind of cuts me a little bit in my hand, but still feels very expensive. If I had a metal ring on, or you had any jewelry, and you're trying to show off, or what you're trying to get accomplished, I would choose this one. So it's very situational. My verdict, I would choose the Eau de Toilette bottle, in my opinion, for men. But either choice, excellent. I would truly rate them. I would rate this Le Beau like an 8, and for men, Eau de Toilette spray, a 9, or like an 8.5. I'd give it like an 8.5 because I got to try the other ones. That's where I'd put them in categories. I do think as I've gotten more experience, there's some things that I start to like more as I get more fragrances and get to understand how they're developed, what's the concept behind them, the target base, etc. Very important stuff. And I think it's not about the price tag. I think that's what everybody... what I've noticed is people want expensive fragrances because of price tags, because it's like more an exclusive thing. And it doesn't matter if it smells good. And I don't agree with that. I'm going to tell you straight up, if it's junk, it's junk, and it costs a lot of money, and it's just a waste of your money. There's plenty of fragrances that are affordable that you could get 4 times of what one is, like a Jean Paul, that I think could do the job better, and you could get a whole year's supply versus a couple months if you spray and use it daily. I think spring or fall mornings, you could do like a summer, very cold summer day. Le Beau is your choice. You go on a woodsy trip. You go in the cabins. You go to, you go on a summer excursion somewhere where it's gonna be colder up north. In a small town, you're gonna go hiking for the day. It's a spring hiking day. That's where I put Le Beau. That's gonna be my final verdict. I don't see it changing. I think it's an attractive hiking date. Take out your dog. Hey, meet me out there, and you're spraying this. You spray your dog quick. That's what I would do with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I read every comment. I truly mean I read every comment. I appreciate everybody. We're almost at 500 subscribers. I can't even imagine that we're at 500 subscribers. I appreciate everybody. And the overwhelming positivity of support. Can't thank it. I can't thank you guys enough. And I have a humongous list of fragrances I need to get a touch of to get shipped and delivered and ordered. And we got to keep going. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely am digging the Jean Paul line. I have so many reviews I got to get to. I got bottles here and here that I haven't even opened and I need to do. But they're coming, guys. They're coming. And thank you for the support. Let me know what you guys think of Le Beau Jean Paul Gaultier. If you have any, which one I should review next, I got you. I'm working on them. I'll definitely have another one coming next week. I think what I want to do maybe is go through line by line in a genre of fragrances, like complete it and then move on to the next one. So there's a lot of Jean Paul Gaultiers, but I'll add in between, sprinkle, but I think that might be a nice, to be able to rank them and fully understand the lineup as we keep progressing. Let me know what you guys think of Le Beau. Where do you wear it? What recommendations do you have for date nights? Maybe activities. Doesn't have to be a date. Maybe in the work office, which office you work in, what kind of work you do to wear it. Different kinds of offices require different fragrances. It's not all the same office. Maybe you're in a extremely high, tall building, or maybe you're in a very no sunlight kind of cold building with small windows. It depends. It depends. Maybe you're an interior office versus an exterior office. It all depends. Very, very situational. If you don't know what a fragrance is good for, I think you need to do research on where it could be wore, because every fragrance has a place. Just like for you, any fragrance for you, your signature fragrance has a place of when to wear it for those occasions. Guys, thank you for joining me. I was your host today, Leave You Fragrance. It's good to be back and posting regularly. And I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.